Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Chase Bliss Audio, makers of such fine pedals as the Therme and the Condor.
I got them both right here in my hands.
Yeah, they make a lot of stuff. Basically, if it's analog, I think at this point they make it.
Yeah, they make analog pedals with digital brains.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something with a ton of options that also sounds great.
Look at all those dip switches on the back of this thing. Every single Chase Bliss pedal has this bank of dip switches on the back. It's just absolutely ridiculous. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 dip switches on the back of the Therme that all control different things and let you get, like, the sky's the limit. The creativity will never end if you get a Chase Bliss pedal.
This one's also got three-way switches and 6 knobs.
Yeah, this one too. They all have that.
Yeah, so many options.
Did you count the preset switch?
I did not count the preset switch. You have 3 presets. 2 presets.
It's ridiculous. Every Chase Bliss pedal is a marvel of pedal engineering. And
if you use a MIDI control, if you use the MIDI out, you even get more presets.
They make sounds you cannot make with any other pedal. They're incredible.
Yeah, go check them out.
Yeah, if you're listening to this show, you probably already know about Chase Bliss Audio, but hearing us talk about it will help you decide to buy one in the future.
Yeah. This episode is also brought to you by Sinusoid. This week we're talking about the sliver. You got any slivers over there?
Let me get a sliver out.
Ryan's gonna get a sliver of a sliver out here. Here we go. Nope, wrong drawer. Nope.
I've got a lot of drawers.
Nope. Nope. No. Survey says no. No slivers.
I think
anywhere.
they're behind you.
That's not gonna open.
Well, this is a failed sponsorship. You got one?
No, those are pancakes.
You got one. I tidied up and put everything away, and I've learned my lesson.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the sliver cable by Sinusoid.
They're so tiny.
It is the smallest soldered patch cable in terms of the size of the jack.
The little jack thing at the end there is like basically the same size as the smallest unsoldered cables out there.
Yeah.
The part that plugs in. And then there's a little shaft here going down, and you can push that any direction you want. You're coming out of your pedal. It's such a compact patch cable, but it's soldered.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You get the reliability of soldered cables with the size of solderless. Fantastic design.
Yeah.
I've been using them for demos around here. I really like them.
Sinusoid cables. They
make cables and smiles.
Haha, you weren't going to trick me on that one. Last but not least, we got Solid Gold Effects, makers of the Zeta Deluxe.
Yep, go watch my demo.
Hopefully by now you've checked that out. That came out a week ago.
Go watch it again.
Ryan's probably got a few other videos that feature the Zeta Deluxe by now.
I've been using this thing before I recorded the demo for this. I've been using it in a bunch of videos just because it's so versatile and it sounds great. It has a familiar gain structure to me. It's got some lineage shared with the DoD 250. Which means that I was instantly familiar with it and having a great time with it as soon as I started playing around with it. You can change the clipping to regular wide open clipping, silicon or
silicon.
Is that the right way?
Silicon, yes.
Silicon clipping, silicon and germanium clipping on the other side there. And you've got 4 tone controls on this thing. Ooh. If you include the tone control that's on the boost circuit. And if you also can include the boost circuit pre the gain clipping, you've got 2 gain controls on this thing. So it's like you got a 2-channel drive pedal here with tons of like tweakability to it. And it's really easy to tweak it to find a sound that works with your rig in the moment. I'm just really impressed with this thing.
Yeah.
It's a great drive pedal. And obviously it's, got that DoD 250 thing going on, so like I instantly bonded with it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just in love with it.
So check them out. There will be links in the show notes.
Of course. Hey, this is Ryan.
And this is Steve, and you're listening to 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
Did we do the intro last episode?
We did.
I don't remember doing it.
I nailed it.
Oh, really?
You know what it is?
This time too.
The word reviewing is where I always try to push through it, and I really need to like slow down and let it happen. That's where I always stumble.
On the reviewing part.
The reviewing. It's a weird word. It's a hard word to say.
Hard words with Steve.
Yeah. Reviewing.
You have anything new, Steve?
Well, I
This
just
is not your shirt or my shirt. Same clothes as last week.
Yeah, we should start bringing a change of clothes.
Was that like the walk of shame?
Yeah.
Same clothes as last night.
Oh my gosh. So the other day I'm going out on my run.
Why does this reminding Steve of a story?
And I'm getting out there, and this guy's honking his horn. And
is that what they call it now?
Dude, just let me tell a story. And I see this woman like walking in front of this Jeep. Like she's on the sidewalk and he's just parked, and he keeps honking his horn, and she's wearing like a green dress, and she has like a bag with her, like with her
green dress and a bag. I mean,
and she's
say
like,
no more.
She's looking over her shoulder, and she's got this big smile on her face, like it's like he's dropping her off in the morning or whatever, like the night after.
Oh,
or what? Like that was.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
I don't know if that was a huge assumption when you're getting like dressed off or you're getting dropped off at like 7 o'clock in the morning,
and she was in nightwear
in like what looked like a dress that you would wear to go out to dinner in.
Okay. I'm getting the details as they come, guys.
And
I'm on the same ride that you are on.
And this dude, he just kept honking his horn over and over again. Again, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I just wanted to like stop, take my headphones out, and be like, "We get it, you boned." Like the entire neighborhood does not care. Stop honking your horn. But I was like, "Oh, if I stop, I'm not going to be able to start again. So I better just keep running."
Yeah, and just Steve kept running, and that's the end of the story.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, what's new, Ryan?
What's new? I thought you were going to lead off what's new.
Oh yeah, I want to talk
I asked
about some cool YouTube videos that came out recently.
Okay.
Actually, a couple weeks ago.
Super late to the game with this one.
I know. I should have talked about this last week.
Like they're already like super far behind when they were recorded.
Right.
It's like doesn't matter at this point.
I watched Patrick Hunter's interviewish thing with you.
The pedal buffet.
The pedal buffet. That one was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one. Especially like I like how you commented and be like, the moneymaker's at 1524. So I actually watched that first, and then I went back to the beginning. So if you want to know what Ryan's goal in making YouTube videos is, go watch Patrick Hunter's channel.
It was a lot of fun to record stuff with him. He was one of the guys that I was hanging out with a lot in Germany, and not everyone else has the same like insane like I got to publish every video
right
like the day that I get back from Germany thing going on. I think they're all pacing him out to like fill out the regular content. So
I think he said that was his last one, but that was like a full month and a half ago.
Yeah. Jalen or Jay has a video he recorded with me where we explore a bunch of different talk boxes.
It's still not out?
It's still not out, but that one's going to be a bunch of fun. I'm looking forward to that one. And then there was a video that Henning did.
Yeah, which was him like so
your what's new is just talking about stuff I was in.
It is, well, because it was actually things that I was like entertained by. So you did a very insightful video.
Yes. I really dug into the meat of the situation.
On the whole like TC Electronic released an official tone print for like a full 2 days or whatever.
No, it's been out since 2017.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been out forever.
This is how little I actually understood what was going
on. So they did a tone print with Steel Panther. What is it? Pitchfork did an interview with some like girl fronted bands, or lady fronted bands that were making fun of it. They weren't even really complaining about it. They were making fun of it. And then everyone on the internet who had nothing to do, like, went crazy on either side of the issue.
Yeah.
And it was just this big, like, I came back from the beach.
Right.
And I get onto Facebook, and people had been at it for hours.
Right.
Just hours.
Yeah, how do they even last that long?
Oh, man. I couldn't last that long. But anyways, so I'm sitting around, I'm feeling relaxed and like frisky from the beach. I'm like, I'm going to make a video to, take the piss out of this.
Yeah.
And I just sit and stare at the camera for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you guys just make your comments down below. you need a place to fight about this. Might as well be here, and I need the clicks, so go ahead and do it. And so Henning made a video today when we recorded this, not when it's published, obviously, of him just sitting there watching my entire video.
Eating like garlic toast.
Yeah, he's in frame just like staring like 4 inches away from his monitor.
That's bad for your eyes, man.
And so all day people have been posting pictures on Instagram and stuff of them watching the video of him watching me.
Oh my gosh.
So there's like this like video inception going on.
That's great.
But it was pretty fun. Henning messaged me and he's like, is this okay? Is it okay that I posted this? I was like, yeah, it's okay. That's awesome. It was pretty fun.
I'm sure, since this is now like a week and a half later, like everyone's forgotten. And
no one cares anymore.
Cares, but
I mean, what I gotta say is like the people who were on the side of the issue who were like violently defending the name of the patch, got really gross, really quick, and it doesn't matter if the other side is right or wrong or oversensitive or whatever. You guys like showed your true colors and you're bad people.
I think my take on it is more for just myself personally, and everyone's got a little different take, I guess. I don't know anything about Steel Panther. Like literally, I learned more about Steel Panther in that one day than I had ever known about that band. And I don't care because I don't listen to whatever music they purport to play, apparently. But I think the thing I kept hearing is, oh, that's just their brand. That's just their brand, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I guess.
But it's not TC's brand.
But I can't
believe we're talking about this.
Yeah, I know.
Legitimately now.
So for me, like the thing that I heard a lot was like, well, what about like the Big Muff? And there's a pedal called the Bag of Dicks and all this thing. And to me, it's like, it's not about like if somebody, so if somebody just put out a pedal, like how many freaking fuzzes are called the Merkin fuzz? Like,
One.
or there's a couple, I think.
The Catalan Bread has one. I didn't know there was
Catalan Bread
one.
has one.
I always wanted one of those.
I thought there was like a couple other brands that had one. Or like there's some other pedal companies that basically have genital names.
Right.
Having a genital name to me is different than having a implied action.
Does your genital have a name?
No. Yes, my genitals are called my genitals.
Okay.
They are not anthropomorphized.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking, which I believe it is.
My genital has a first name.
Wow. So for me, like, I think that's kind of like the intellectual difference is like, okay, like Big Muff, like, oh, whatever. But it's like, okay, but it's like naming, like it's a double entendre. And it's not that the double entendre itself is what's gross. It's like the implication of, once you change it from a noun statement to
the thing is, it wasn't even
like a verb. It's not. It's a patch.
It was a patch that you can download for free.
Yeah. So no one was really making any money off of it.
The thing about it is like, I think it's off-brand for TC, and I think they're too big to be doing stuff like that.
I think it's off-brand, but I think that, there's a market there that they were clearly thought they could tap into, and I don't think that it's as. Also, I don't think the market is as limited. Like people are saying, like, oh, the only way you would find that patch is if you're looking for Steel Panther, but it's like, can you just not browse patches?
Yo, you totally can browse.
So
patches.
It's like you could totally stumble on that patch.
Oh yeah, totally.
And you'd just be like, what's that? That's weird.
Yeah. Also, I call out Satchel. They already renamed it and released it.
Right.
I can't talk. Re-released it. The name they came up with is not creative, or like if you get all this press, you go out of your way to come up with like a name that really knocks it out of the park. It's like called like the Flaming Butthole or something now. Who cares?
Didn't we already have that band? The Flaming Buttholes.
I'm just unimpressed by everyone involved.
I put too much hot sauce on my tacos.
That's why my video is just like, meh. If you really got worked up over this, then it's like, save your energy for things that matter more. But then also TC, like, do better next time. Do better next time. It's like you guys are too big to be doing this.
Well,
sort of
I
stuff.
think that's, and granted, like it came out in 2017, but I think that's also like a sign of like how fast we're progressing as a society, like in towards like being more sensitive to those kinds of issues versus like even where things were like a year ago.
I don't think it's even sensitivity. People on the far anti-PC side, what would you call them? Social injustice warriors.
No, that would be like the opposite.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, but people on that far side, man, I forgot the point I was going to.
I don't know.
Completely derailed myself. Like their argument is that people are being offended, and they're being overly sensitive. What I think is going on, I don't think it's people being offended,
Right.
or like feeling offense, or being sensitive and being like, "Oh, this hurts me."
Right.
I think what's going on is that there's a large group of people who play music and are involved in the community and who have realized that they have a voice and realize that they can shape the market to be more inclusive for them and for people who come in the future. And they're not offended. They are empowered.
Right.
And they feel like they have power to change things. So it's not like, oh, well, how dare you hurt me? It's like,
well, sure,
we don't like this. Let's make sure that let's communicate that we don't like this and that we'd love to see it change,
Right. And I mean, for what it's worth, like, I think that's one of the things that's also changed like very rapidly in like the last few year or two.
I still can't believe we're talking about this.
Is that like somehow like the word offensive? Like if I say it's like, oh, that's kind of offensive, like it's automatically assumed like that you are personally hurt.
Oh my gosh, you're so offended.
Like, yeah. So like when I'm
that's
saying
not
like
what it means.
When I'm saying like, oh, like people like, people found this offensive, it doesn't mean they were like personally insulted by it.
Here I go again.
No. Anyway, let's hit this first ad. That was dumb. I didn't want to talk about that for very
everyone
long.
Step back and take a look at how angry you get over this stuff and ask yourself if it's worth it.
To me, I think it's more offensive that people get super worked up instead of being like, oh, like, you don't like that? Okay, well, I like it. So, like, okay.
Right.
Like,
you know how many comments I had to delete where people called other people in general retarded? Like, it's not okay. That's not okay at this point, guys. To call people retarded. Like, you're bringing in a whole other group of people and demeaning them to insult other people. So it's like, if that's where you guys are coming from the other side, you're bad people. I'm just going to say it.
All right. This first ad was sent in by me. This is a Stratocaster, $250 in Escondido. It says, here we have a Strat type guitar with a charcoal pearloid top, lightweight body. The neck is straight and low action. Has a Beatles logo. In very good condition. I blocked the tremolo so it plays like a hardtail. Can easily remove for you. I do not understand.
The hardtail thing?
No, this guitar.
Oh, the guitar as a whole.
Yeah.
Well, what we're looking at here is, it looks like one of those moto-topped guitar fetish bodies.
Yeah, yeah.
With this pretty standard Strat loadout here. Maple neck. And then you go to the headstock and it says the Beatles on it.
No, it just says Beatles.
Beatles!
And then in the little rounded out section, it says the Beatles guitar. You know what I think this is? I think this neck was a mid-90s Squire Bullet Series neck.
Because it doesn't have the ring around the truss.
Well, that's why I think it's Squire, but I think that's why they did this particular like choice of re-stickering, rebadging the headstock. Because why else would you put because that's basically where the Bullet Series logo was. In that little bulb.
I don't understand the Beatles branding at all. Is that a sticker or is that hand done? It kind of looks hand done in a way.
It just says has a Beatles logo. I mean, I can't tell.
I bet the thing on the bulb end of the headstock is hand done. Because otherwise it'd have to get a sticker that was like exactly the right size to fit there.
They just measured it and printed.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
Well, then there's no association to the Beatles with a Strat,
right? I mean, well, in my head, I'm sure like they played a Strat at some point.
In your head is more of a Cranberries reference.
Oh my gosh.
Steve could see that one coming and his eyes started rolling before I even said it. In your head.
Yeah. I get it. We should talk about that later, actually.
Cranberries? I love the Cranberries. And I love regular cranberries, the food.
Anyway, I just thought this was dumb, and that's why I included it, because I don't understand it. I don't understand how there's a Beatles reference here.
I agree. It's dumb.
All right, moving on.
I'm at $250. Do you want to talk about the price?
Oh yeah, it's $250. Would not buy.
Would not buy for $250. Those GFS bodies, the Guitar Fetish bodies, I think we're going for like 100 even, 130, something like that, maybe.
Sure.
I really liked the look of the white perloid ones. I never got around to pulling the trigger on one.
I think I'd do like maybe 125.
It really depends on what this neck is.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at the value of the body, and the components are probably not great in this. It doesn't.
It's just hard for me to get excited about this.
Yeah.
Like it's not exciting enough for me to be like, oh yeah, maybe this is worth checking out.
That does look like a cheap early '90s Squire neck with even that grain in the fretboard there.
For sure.
So yeah, I feel like 125 is probably the fair curiosity price here.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't drive across town for this for 250. No way. And I don't know if I'd drive across town for 125, but I'd be thinking about it, you know. Topic. We're going to go into a topic now.
Yeah, this first topic was sent in by JC Apthorpe. I got to find it, though I may have written down the entire thing.
It's hot and that beer's cold.
Are you feeling warm, Ryan?
Oh,
I'm feeling pretty comfortable right now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been hot, man. I feel like I'm permanently overheated. You're pulling up the topic? You gonna find it?
It's somewhere in here.
I believe in you, Steve.
There's so many suggestions that were not good.
Garbage. Bad suggestions, guys. Try again.
I saw someone about beer.
Try better later.
Why am I looking for it?
I don't know. It was about shorts versus pants, right?
Oh, beer and tacos. Someone wanted us to talk about beer and tacos.
Of course they do.
Just playing on stage in pants versus shorts. Christian Avila said only Angus Young and Jimmy Buffett can pull off the shorts. JC replied and he said he was in a punk band and always
I could pull
played
off my shorts.
in shorts with high socks.
Yeah, that's like a total punk thing. It's like the long black shorts with the tall socks to the point where like you're wearing more clothing than someone who'd be wearing pants.
Right. I think so I'll wear shorts at church now.
Yeah.
Like, especially because the building we're in does not have any air conditioning.
Yeah, that church is pretty casual. My church is casual enough to let me wear shorts and sandals. Last Sunday, I counted 4 people on the stage wearing sandals.
I usually pick one. So if I'm wearing shorts, I wear shoes. If I'm wearing jeans and it's warm, I'll wear sandals.
I feel like I've hit the place as a middle-aged man where
you need to get some
shorts.
You need to get some white New Balances.
Where shorts plus shoes doesn't look right. Like I have to be wearing shorts plus sandals for it to look right.
Okay.
I mean, I'll do it. I'm gonna look weird. I'm gonna look like a weird dad.
I think I'm still pulling it off. Maybe that's just a
It doesn't help that I'm always wearing like a weird Hawaiian shirt.
That's
too.
true. That's true.
It multiplies the situation.
I think. I mean,
it's a score multiplier
I have to go
on the
back
tacky scale
through photos and stuff, but I think I only ever played one show in shorts.
So Dinosaur Ghost, when we play shows, we all keep these cut off jean shorts.
But that's the look.
That's a look that
That's your costume.
Yeah, that we've gone for, and it's also very freeing.
Yeah,
like your legs, they're very short. Like our thighs are showing. Like it really frees up your legs to move around and do stuff. When we played our first show, I had it in my head like, oh, maybe we'll be like dressed up and like do like Johnny Cashing and be like Men in Black or whatever to be kind of spooky. And it just didn't feel right.
Right.
Like for that band, it just didn't feel right. Like we need to be able to like move around and feel light.
No, the shorts and striped shirt combo is very like gives it actually like this weird like 50s mod,
yeah,
50s.
It's like beach bum gang sort of thing. Yeah.
So I think conceptually that works. I
mean, that's really the thing. I think if you're wearing shorts on stage, it's gotta be for a reason.
Yeah.
It's gotta be part of your look or part of the concept or just part of the scene. Like in the case of like the
a punk rock
band
thing, or like, I think that's like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, I think that's kind of like a piece of like even though it didn't really fit the vibe of any of the bands we were in, I think the scene mentally, emotionally, that I kind of like sat in as a person, like was more comfortable with just wearing jeans.
Right.
Because that was kind of like that like turn of the millennia, like emo kid look was
Pants.
band t-shirts. Oh God, I never wore mom pants. Was band t-shirts and jeans. Like band t-shirts and khakis.
You only didn't wear your mom's pants because you wouldn't fit in your mom's pants.
It's true.
If your mom had the dimensions that you could have worn her pants,
I could have like gone to the store and just bought them and be like, they're for my mom.
They don't count unless you steal them from your actual mom.
Oh my
and your mom's walking around the house like, "Where's my pants?"
Which again did happen to somebody that we know.
A few people probably. It was the early 2000s and everyone was wearing their mother's pants.
It was a dark, dark time.
I didn't do it. I didn't even wear my dad's pants.
So what's your, so, I mean, I guess like,
If I can totally see the argument that some people have that like sometimes shorts just shouldn't be done on stage.
I'm trying to think I'm trying to think with your favorite band or with the Morning Gloss. Did you ever wear shorts? Did you just wear whatever?
I think I wore pants with the Morning Gloss because the Morning Gloss didn't feel like a shorts band to me.
Yeah.
It's
with
because it was a little
probably,
bit more like, it was more like introspective and more subdued.
Right.
And I think I was trying to take myself more serious than I actually was. Even though the music didn't
just
really
by wearing
reflect that.
pants.
Just by wearing pants. I was trying to be David Lowery. Let's just be honest. The guy from Cracker and Camper Van Beethoven. I was trying to go into my more introspective songwriting phase. And
by writing songs.
I never quite landed
by writing
there.
songs about
childhood and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just even like when
songs with words instead of just yelling.
I'd even say like even when I wear shorts now, like at church, and I don't know if it's because it's church or what, like it's comfortable from like in a physical way, but like it's a mental hurdle that I kind of have to like work through.
Sure.
Because I've just, and that's not even like a
now
kid,
when you wear
thing.
When you wear shorts at church, what kind of penny loafers do you wear?
I don't. I wear the shoes I'm wearing right now, or other shoes that are similar. Do you ever think you'll get to a socks with sandals, like where you're wearing?
Oh,
like,
I've been wearing socks with sandals a long time.
Where you're wearing Birks, like Birkenstocks?
I don't think I'll ever go
Birkenstocks and sandals, or like Tevas.
I don't like those Tevas. My brother has those. They have that weird strap that wraps just around your toe.
Oh, I don't know. Do they?
Yeah. Oh.
I was just thinking of like not just like
you're saying like a regular thong.
No, I'm saying like any kind of. That? Well, that's what I would. That's what I wear.
I'll wear socks with these.
Oh yeah,
all the time. I'm holding up my rainbows.
I don't like the way that they wedge.
I'm all about the wedge.
But I was thinking more, like just any kind of hiking sandal.
Right.
Like not specifically.
Oh, a hiking sandal?
Yeah, like that's what a Teva is, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like there's sandals that like they've got a rugged tread and they wrap around your ankle so you can go like crick running in them or whatever.
Crick running.
Yeehaw.
I'm trying to think of a situation where I definitely could not wear shorts. I mean, like anytime you're formaling up, there's lots of times you can wear shorts in a band. I guess it just wouldn't work.
Like
I guess I've just been in enough bands that like it would work just fine.
Right.
I don't know. Do you have any other deeper thoughts on the matter?
I think it would be weird if you like showed up wearing shorts to like a jazz gig. But I mean, that's all. Like it's all very genre specific.
It depends on the style of jazz, and it depends on the style of shorts, and it depends. The thing is, it just always depends.
You should always wear Depends on stage.
Like I feel like anyone could wear shorts on stage, but you have to like the rest of the deal has to make sense around it.
Right.
I always wanted to get like a white tuxedo and like have the tuxedo pants converted to shorts and have like the tails of the tuxedo hanging down below the shorts and like play a show in that.
You would melt. You would die.
I probably would die.
You would dehydrate and pass out.
And then I'd be dead.
Actually, you wouldn't because you're wearing shorts.
What are your short fantasies, Steve?
I don't have fantasies about wearing shorts.
Short Fantasies is the name of the episode.
All right. This next ad was sent in by the Inboxer. It's a Klon KTR. It is called a Klon Mayer. It says, this is a John Mayer signed Klon.
My Klon has a second name.
Dubbed
Mayer.
Dubbed Klon Mayer. The pedal works and sounds awesome. John Mayer uses an older version of the pedal himself. This is an awesome collector's piece and or excellent addition to anyone's pedal board. I was fortunate enough to meet John when he was on his, quote, Search for Everything tour in 2017. So I think the first issue that I didn't actually read this. They're asking $2,209.24.
Of course, $2,200.24. Oh, and $31 shipping.
The reason those numbers are so weird is because this store's in Canada, so it's converted over to US.
What's that all about?
And I don't know what that actually converts to, but I think it would be less than $2,000.
It's probably like $2,000 even.
It's probably like $2,000, yeah, or like $19.99.
Yeah.
So Klon Mayer, like that's a punny name, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing John Mayer does not use a KTR. He probably uses his actual Centaur.
Does he actually use a Klon? I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if he used like a Centaur.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he smelled like a Centaur. I don't know what he smells like. He probably smells very nice. And Centaurs probably smell very nice too. It's a horse that has the social awareness of a person. So like if a horse could make themselves smell in a way that's socially acceptable.
Okay.
Horses,
we'll see.
I think a horse that had that sort of forethought into their life would end up smelling very nice.
So this pedal, if it was like new, would be like, I think $270.
Right.
Do you think that
So this is 10 times
John Mayer's signature is worth?
No, it's like
an additional $1,800, effectively $1,750.
Well, here's the thing I don't get about John Mayer. Why are his fans so rich? He comes out with stuff that costs a ton of money, and even his PRS is an affordable PRS, but it's still like $2,000.
But the PRS he had before that, like the Super Eagle, was like super expensive.
Wasn't it like $14,000 or something like that?
Something crazy. He had like a signature amp that was like $4,000 or $5,000, I think.
Why are his fans so rich? Or why does he make the decision like if there's going to be stuff with my name on it, it's going to be for rich people?
Well,
you think that's calculated?
Like you said, the Silver Sky is like just a touch over $2,000.
That's still pretty inaccessible for the average guitar player.
But I think maybe he recognizes that he's not trying to cater to the average guitar player. I mean, and a lot of times, I think the real question.
So do you think it's intentional with him? You think it's like he pulls out his style book for himself? It's like, my personal brand is that my stuff costs a bunch of money, and I'll never sign any deal for stuff that's below a certain.
I don't know. I think the real question, like the real question or the real angle isn't why is John Mayer stuff, like his signature stuff, so expensive. It's and his Fender stuff was like I think his signature Fender was like $1,400.
Yeah,
that was a U.S. made Fender. It's like 14 or 17, something like that. At a time when
maybe
standard
that's
price
why
for U.S. Fenders was like 13.
Maybe that's why he left Fender in a tizzy.
Because it wasn't expensive enough.
They wouldn't charge more for it.
I think maybe there's something there, but
do you think maybe he costs a lot of money, and so the profit margin has to be there, as far as like an endorsed artist?
Maybe, but I also have to wonder if maybe he just doesn't really care, and so brands are kind of like, hey, we have this idea, let's try to do this. And so
if he didn't care, then it would be like the Kiss Silvertone guitar that's like $175 and is garbage.
But maybe
because then he would get a royalty check on, thousands of guitars instead of like dozens.
Well, maybe
of
he just doesn't want it to be like that inexpensive, but in this case, he's working with PRS.
Right.
PRS is all like, how many years? I mean, I guess as soon as they put out the SE line, the Santana SE kind of came out, but like for years, like Santana model PRSs were like pretty expensive.
Right, but I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out
Santana's definitely more in the realm of like the Blues Doctor sort of thing. where it's like people who were fans of Santana in the 60s and the 70s had money in the early 2000s because they were all grown up. Like John Mayer fans were in their teens 10 years ago.
I mean, John Mayer broke into like the mainstream like 15 years ago.
So
I listened to John Mayer like in high school.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You're in your 30s now.
But I think his, so I there's a couple different angles here. So
I'm saying that his audience that listened to him when they were teenagers are in their 30s now. Where like Santana's audience who listened to him when they were teenagers were in their 50s when his guitars were starting to come out.
And I understand that angle, but my counter angle would be, you know what John Mayer's doing right now? Like
he's playing with the dead.
He's playing with the dead.
Yeah.
So,
why do I know so much about John Mayer? I don't listen to any of his music.
John Mayer's playing Dead with Dead and Company.
Damn you, the internet and guitar culture in general, that I have to know all this stuff about this guy that I don't actually listen to his music.
So and so I think that's really the answer to your question. Is that in this movie, like John Mayer's still making his own music. He just came out with an album.
Making his own moves.
Making his own moves.
He's making his own movies.
He just came out with an album, but like his touring presence right now is playing with Dead and Company.
Right.
And like the place where you're seeing like, you know, these guitars. Well, actually, I think he might be playing his Super Eagle with Dead and Company.
Yeah.
But
why do I know that too? Oh God.
Because it was just in some group. It might have been in our group recently, or Guitar Nerds.
How do I get this information out of my head?
You don't.
Is this what you live with every day, Steve?
This is how my brain has been most of my life. I'd be going off the rails if I was actually drinking tonight.
Jeez Louise. I need to like get a new hobby and fill my head with other things. Instead, I've just got this big
glass of ice cold vodka.
Definitely vodka. Totally not water at all.
Never.
Letting your fans down, Steve. Everyone's like, "Where's drunk Steve?"
I know. I'm trying to put him away.
It's going to be interesting.
For a while.
It's going to be interesting the first time one of us gets drunk on camera.
Yeah.
That's going to be a different episode. Because it's one thing to hold it together on a mic. It's another thing to hold it together on camera.
The thing is I think we just have to do it where we both get drunk at the same time on camera.
You know that YouTube's going to demonetize that so fast. Not that it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Woo, we missed out on $2.
That's what your Patreon's for. Oh my gosh, you're going to have a YouTube Patreon goal. Once you hit a certain amount, it's just going to be a drunk episode. We're going to have to play the Greatest Generation game.
What game is that?
Or have you not been listening?
No, I don't care about DS9.
Okay, so they have a board game, and like it's basically shoots and ladders, but it's got all these spaces replaced with like Star Trek themes. So like one of them is the one that's like the one that they always talk about is it's called Quark's Bar. And every time they land on a Quark's Bar, they have to get drunk on mic.
Oh my gosh.
They've had some other things like that were like, I forget what they were, but they all have like some kind of name. And it involves, one of them was, they had to do it. Well, we do all of ours, but they're in different cities. So they do everything like over Skype or whatever. But they landed on a space that required them to meet up and do a face-to-face recording. And so they just had like luckily landed on that space right before Max FunCon. So it just like the timing worked out. But yeah, no board games for us. But watch out. Your YouTube, after your YouTube patrons watch this, they're going to be like, "We're paying you. You better get drunk."
I don't know if they want that. Do you guys want that? I don't want that.
Anyway,
I'll do whatever you say though.
We were talking about pop culture stuff, which I guess is going to take us into our next topic.
Yeah. This is our pop culture episode.
People wanted us to get some feedback on Marvin Gaye versus Ed Sheeran.
I definitely pick Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, in a fight or like...
No, and like listen to this person for the rest of your life.
So I didn't even realize until we were prepping for this topic that Thinking Out Loud and Let's Get It On were the same chord progression.
Yeah.
Like I just thought...
Same key too.
Yeah, I just thought Thinking Out Loud was one of those songs that was like... that really nailed the vibe that it was going for. I didn't realize it was nailing the vibe because it was lifting it.
Right,
completely. You know, like, you know, Bruno Mars's whole thing is like, he did this song recently that is just sounds like the In Living Color theme song because it's it's like completely like a New Jack Swing sound, but it's not directly lifting off any single song.
Sure.
It's just completely nailing
Like a
that,
period piece.
that late 80s, early 90s R&B sound. Like
Yeah.
it nails it. So that's what I thought Ed Sheeran was doing with this song, not that it was a note for note for the music, obviously, like, and that's the thing is the vocal is different.
Right.
It's like a completely
The
different
vocal
melody.
melody is very different. That's the thing that sets the song apart. But it's like you can literally like layer those songs on top of each other without changing the key or
Yeah.
even I think the tempo.
So you mentioned Tom Petty versus Sam Smith.
Yeah.
And that is the difference between that case and this case is that Sam Smith's vocal melody, not just the chords, but his vocal melody, because
It has the same pacing.
because it's the same. It's all about that spacing. Because
Yeah.
Sam Smith is "Stay with Me" versus Tom Petty was "Won't back down."
Yeah.
Like it's that same thing on top of the same kind of chord structure.
Yeah. But then I felt like the music was different in a way. It was the same chord progression, but it's like you couldn't layer them.
Yeah.
The same
Versus
way.
like
this.
this
What's
is
that
like
guy's
the-
name?
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. His feels like. Yeah, he's playing guitar, but he might as well be sampling.
Yeah.
You
He's
know?
playing it and the drums line up and all this other stuff. It's pretty.
I mean, I think
there.
Marvin Gaye's got a case here,
Yeah.
and I hope he makes money because I'm sure that he's got bills to pay.
Does he?
I don't know.
I thought he was
As
dead.
you start to get older, you got.
Is he
bills
not
to pay.
dead?
I don't know. I hope he's alive.
Why do I think he's dead?
Why does Steve think Marvin Gaye is dead? Did you try to kill him?
I did not.
I mean, if you shoot Marvin Gaye, you better make sure he's dead. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, he died in 1984, so this isn't even him. It's his estate.
84?
Yeah.
Damn, he died a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it's his estate.
Yeah.
Well, good for them. They probably need the money. Go for it, guys. Get that Marvin Gaye money.
All right. So I have no segue for this.
Well, let me see if I can construct a segue. Let's see. So what's the line between like copying and borrowing here? This is going to be a long segue.
Well, I mean, borrowing takes like an element or a general sound, I think.
Or it's like that song that you were talking about where it's like a period piece.
Right.
You know, like
right.
Weird Al does that a lot where
Yeah.
it's like Dare to Be Stupid, like Mark Mothersbaugh called it the best Devo song that he never wrote.
Right.
Because it's like it's a Devo song, but it doesn't actually lift the music from a Devo song.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
that's like paying homage in a different kind of way.
Right. Right. And you have a lot of these you actually we talked about at the beginning, like that's Steel Panther, right? Like,
Right.
They're a 80s, metal thing, whatever, right? Like arena metal rock.
Yeah. I mean, you take their songs
Clearly,
and
I know so much about Steel Panther.
I mean, they're just trying to be Motley Crue and Rat and,
Right.
and Poison wrapped into
All at the
one.
same time. So that's borrowing.
Yeah.
And maybe you
But it's like I don't think they're actually borrowing riffs or
right.
and not that it's hard to borrow a hair metal chord progression. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
basic stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a difference between that and like that song that he stole from Marvin Gaye. It's basically sampling.
Yeah. And I think that's where the copying thing comes in is
It's like at that point it would have saved him time and money to here's the segue, to just cover it.
right. Or just be up front,
He
like
could
with the
have
writing credits from the beginning, except
Yeah.
he probably wouldn't have been able to get them.
He could have included actual lyrics from that song and been like, this is partially a cover. And then when he registered the rights, then he gives a writing credit and and they figure out whatever percentage of it is, that's the way to do that versus being like, oh, I wrote this song. Cause he's playing, I saw a clip where he's like singing Let's Get It On over his song.
Right. So it's like he knows.
He knows. He segues to it. He might as well have just worked that into the song, like made it the bridge or like a hook or something like that. Or like change the lyrics just a little bit. Like, let's get it off.
Let's get
I
it
don't
off.
know. Let's place it on instead of get it on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
That's just all right.
This is the segue we've been trying to get to.
Yeah.
Speaking of covers, what do you think of the Weezer cover of Africa?
I hate it.
Of Toto's Africa.
I just think it's pointless.
Right.
Like it's one of those now. I've listened to the Weezer one more, so like
This
I've
is
listened
a
to
pop culture
listened to
episode
them, like,
for some reason.
Listen to them back to back. I listened to your mashup.
So I did this mashup because they've been playing the Weezer version on radio nonstop.
Yeah, how is that
lately.
even a single?
I mean, I'm sure Toto's getting a cut of that because it's a direct cover, but it's just irritating me at this point. Like I get that the song is like a popular meme in some sort of way, but I think what you're gearing up to talk about is just like, what is the point of it? It's so close.
Yeah. And even, so the thing is I had somebody say like, oh, the Reliant K cover was way better because Reliant K did an album that was called like K is for Karaoke.
Right.
And so they were all like, again, they were all covers, but
they put their own thing on it.
Even their cover of Africa, like still felt like Toto's Africa. The vocals at least were different. Like Rivers Cuomo sits in the same vocal range and the same like kind of like lo-fi vocal tone of
they literally just
of the Toto
tried
guy.
to reproduce it.
The only thing that I felt like was majorly different between the two is the bell solo is now this wacky synthesizer thing in the Weezer one.
So I did this mashup, and I've got it on one of my other YouTube channels just because I didn't want to have it poisoning 60-cycle hum.
Yeah.
But
thank you for that.
So I lined up the two songs, the original song and the Weezer cover, starting where the vocals start. Mm-hmm. So the moment they start singing, that's where they line up. And for the first like 2 minutes of the song, they're right on top of each other.
Yeah.
Which means that when Weezer recorded it, they just like listened to the original recording and recorded each piece over
they
it.
actually had the original recording in their ears.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. They probably sat there and like, reproduce this part.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so dead on. And then right around 2 minutes, they add a beat or two and the whole thing just goes haywire.
Right.
And it just turns into like, it was already nightmare fuel before that, but it just turns into like the worst thing you've ever heard, but it's kind of glorious. And when that synth like bell, like key solo thing happens, oh, it's so awful.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I love it. And then the rest of the song beyond there just gets worse and worse and worse. I'll post a link to it in the Facebook group.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know. We've talked about covers in the past. And the one thing that I've always said is like, I like my covers to have
Down. He likes a nice downy cover.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice, like at least 500 thread Egyptian cotton.
Yeah.
No, I like cover songs to retain something of the original artist. So I always actually really liked.
That's a different direction than I was going to go.
Or sorry, flavor of the covering artist. That's what I meant.
Okay, so you want the personality of the person playing it.
Yeah. So Devo, what was their bit?
Head Like a Hole.
What's it? Did they do Head Like a Hole?
Or are you talking about
the Rolling Stones cover?
Right. Working in a coal mine.
No.
Can't get no satisfaction.
Can't get like I love that.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Can't get me no.
No, that song is
Satisfaction.
that song is annoying. Like the song itself,
Yeah,
I'm just
annoying.
like what like.
I love it.
But I get what they're doing, and so
Yeah.
did you ever listen to any of the? I think they actually
They have so many good covers.
I think they're actually still making
Good
them.
example.
Did you ever listen to any of the like Blank Goes Pop, like Punk Goes Pop?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, those were
From, like-
everywhere back
from,
in
like-
the late 90s.
Yeah, I think the first one came out in like 2003.
Really?
Yeah, the first one that I was aware of.
I think they predate that, but
All right. Anyway, so I always liked those because they were like pop punk bands or whatever that were covering like pop songs.
Right.
But they were like for the good covers, like they would like retain the original sound, but like now I don't remember who the artist is, but it's like cover of Send Me an Angel, but instead of the do like synthesizer do whatever, and like all of the everything being synthesizer, it's like searing high gain guitars.
Right.
You know, and the vocal style's all different, and it's like way heavier. Hell, like I think the thing that really throws me off with the Weezer is how close the vocals seem to me.
It's what it is like when you watch a movie and the end credits come on and they couldn't afford to license the original song, but licensing a cover is way cheaper.
Yeah.
Like it's like such a close reproduction. It's like, why even bother?
So
Why even bother,
I
Weezer?
found like along that line, because it just came up, was Panic at the Disco's cover of Weezer's "Say It Ain't So," and it's in a studio, so it's like very like laid back. It's like acoustic guitars and whatever. But even that, I was like, okay, like musically, this is like note for note the Weezer song, but at least the guy who's singing it sounds completely different
Right.
from Rivers Cuomo.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, like I get what's going on here. He didn't go in the direction that I wish he would have gone, which was to get like really crazy, like because that dude has like a very like a lot of high range.
I want to hear Toto cover a Weezer song.
That would be great.
If you're watching Toto, cover a Weezer song. Which
sure
song?
they're watching. I'm sure they listen.
Sweater Song. That's the only one I like.
But at the same time, there are songs that like they get covered, and I'm just like, no, like why is this? So was it a year or two ago? Disturbed covered "Sound of Silence."
Oh, that was awful.
And in a sense, I was like, okay, like I
Hate
kind
it.
of
And I know
understand.
people who liked that.
I kind of understand what they were trying to do, but at the same time, like I felt like that's a song where like it's like they took a song that was already pretty epic and they tried to make it more epic, and just by making it like a metal ballad.
Right.
And the same thing. So have you heard? Because we talked about it earlier. We talked about the Cranberries earlier.
Yeah.
Have you heard the?
Oh, it's awful.
The Bad Wolf cover of Zombie, which that sound, I actually don't.
Is that the one that sounds like Disturbed covering it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't even.
I thought it was Disturbed covering it.
I don't even dislike that sound. Like I actually think their overall vibe for that song was okay. My problem is if you're gonna go like note for note and like beat for beat, because that's the exact same song as Zombie. It's just like moodier somehow. And,
I don't know.
And
the original's pretty dang moody.
I think they like changed a word in there to make it 21st century.
I think the guy calls out like 2018.
Oh yeah,
like,
he does that too.
It
and there's
comes
like,
on the radio, and I'm just like, why are you doing this?
It's just.
Because you're going to be dated in 6 months, and no one's going to want to hear a song about
I don't know if it was for like a
2018.
movie soundtrack or something.
Probably.
But it's like, it's just such a... I really dislike that one.
What's a cover you really like? We've been basking in negativity.
It's an older one. This may have been on a Pop Goes Punk or Punk Goes Pop album. I really like Thrice's cover of Eleanor Rigby.
Interesting.
That's a really good one. Dude, legitimately, Alien Ant Farm's cover of Smooth Criminal, I could listen to that all day long.
It's pretty good.
It's a lot of fun.
I mean, you don't have to be an Alien Ant Farm fan.
No, I'm not. Like, I don't know. I only know.
Because I'm not either.
I only know there are like 2 songs. I don't know anything else about them.
It's pretty fun.
It's a really fun cover.
It's pretty fun. I'm a big fan of a cover that Cake did of War Pigs.
I haven't heard
Black
it,
Sabbath song.
but I was going to say,
it's a bunch of fun.
have you ever listened to the Cardigans?
And they do the rattle thing.
The one that Cake always does?
Yeah. It's fully got a full.
What's that thing called?
Cake sound. It's like some sort of percussion rattler thing.
No.
Okay, so the Cardigans. What did they cover?
They cover Iron Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that recently?
No, this was like from the 90s. This was before they were, I think they covered that either on the same album as Loveful or before that.
Man.
It's very, I mean, it's the Cardigans.
I love the Cardigans. Well, I say I love them, but I don't think I ever actually got their album.
It's this whole thing, and the vocalist is like, I'm Iron Man. Like, it's very...
You sound like you're doing Michael Jackson.
But that
I gotta track that
covers
down.
a lot of fun.
That sounds fantastic.
They actually were throwing like weird metal covers on they had like 1 or 2 on like each album.
A good cover is an incredible thing.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so bad when a cover's not good.
Yeah.
The friggin' I mean, if you want to impress your mate, the person you're seeing, you want to make them feel things, get them the Nouvelle Vague CD.
Oh yeah.
It's
I haven't.
all like old school punk rock songs that have been covered in this like
I think
like romantic like bossa nova French girls
I
singing
think their
thing.
most famous one is their cover of "I'll Stop the World."
Oh, it's pretty
Or
good.
Melt. It's not called. It's "Melt with You."
No, that's a really great like CD full of very romantic sounding songs.
Yeah.
And some of them are about pissing yourself in the gutter because they're like old like 80s punk rock songs.
Yeah. Oh man, there was one I was gonna look up right now, because I can't remember what it was. But you got me distracted with when you mentioned Black Sabbath. I was like, we got to talk about the Cardigans, and then I just lost the train. I'm off the train, man.
A song that's kind of a cover but veers super far out of like the formula of the song is Presidents of the United States of America version of Kick Out the Jams, which is an MC5 song.
Right.
And it's like the riff is there, but then they tweak it and mutate it to be its own thing, and they turn it into a song about like poodles and rocket ships and space and stuff like that. Like it's like as far away as you can get from a cover and still be a cover. That one's pretty fun.
Man, it's gonna bug me. I had like
everyone jump on the Facebook group and post.
Yeah, drop it in the YouTube comments. Yeah. What are your favorite covers?
Everyone post covers today. I really like the Muffs cover of Kids in America.
I don't think
that
I've
was
heard
off
that
the
one.
Clueless soundtrack.
And then I've probably heard it. I just don't remember it.
They drop it down a key and go full distortion with it.
There's a lot of like fun, dumb covers at the end of like on movie soundtracks because especially ones like
like that thing I was saying like they can't license the original.
Yeah. Well,
and it's really cheap to license a cover.
Well, and a lot of it was like, Disney trying to promote their own brand. So it's, you've got Hilary Duff covering and her sister covering Our Lips Are Sealed.
Right.
Or whatever. Like you got really dumb stuff like that. But it was like fun because it's like so sugary.
I'm just going to go listen to some new wave after this.
It's there's some like really like some really good one. Shut up.
Have you seen Glow?
No.
It's good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's good.
I haven't. I always like pass them like
I feel like I wouldn't say this about a lot of shows, but I feel like the second season was better than the first.
Oh, really?
And the first season was fun. Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's the sort of thing like you should go watch the documentary about it too, because it's fun to see how they like kind of borrow and kind of change things and
right.
Yeah.
Gosh,
it's
man,
this is the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Right.
Like the show is freaking brilliant. Like because the original thing was brilliant. Like who wouldn't want to watch this?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Man, what is I'm gonna remember like laying in bed tonight. It's gonna come to me. I'm like,
I can't tell you what's on the tip of your brain.
Neither can I apparently right now. I don't know. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of covers out there that like are good. There's I forget what record label it was, but they put out an entire Police tribute album again with like pop punk emo indie bands. And like that thing is fantastic.
Yeah.
That album, it's called Policia. Because I was always like back and forth on the Police. Like, I don't know if I'm super into them or not. Like, I just don't really know what to think. That album like got me to listen to all of like a bunch of songs that were Police songs and really appreciate. Like, I think a good cover makes you appreciate the original song for what it is.
Oh, totally.
Like, and appreciate the songwriting. A bad cover just makes you only want to listen to the original song. A good cover complements the original song.
Sometimes a bad cover makes you not want to hear the song ever again.
Yeah.
Like, true. This song turns out is garbage.
Yeah.
I can't think of an example, but I fully believe that it exists.
Can I find something on my phone? Can I find something on my phone that will jar my memory? I probably cannot. I'm going to try. Why am I trying this?
I don't know, man. Post it in the episode description when you wake up in a cold sweat later.
I know. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good things. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is I posted this video today on my.
This is an excellent couple minutes of podcasting right there.
I posted this video today on my personal Facebook page and got no comments on it, which I was kind of surprised by. But there is a band that's basically a YouTube band. I don't think they do anything else. I mean, that sounds kind of insulting. I don't really know anything about them.
It's very insensitive of
it's
you,
called
Steve.
like, they're called Our Last Night. They do rock covers of like pop songs.
Okay.
And I wrote, this is the cut for this one. This is a cover of a song that's out right now called Better Now by Post Malone, which is kind of like I guess if there was like an alternative rap, like, so are you familiar with like alternative R&B, which currently like alternative R&B is more just this down tune, like it's R&B, but it's a little more, it's like less produced. It's like throwback a little bit.
Interesting.
It's a little edgier. Like, I feel like maybe that's where it sits. So I said,
send me some links.
This is the cover we probably didn't need, but we got it anyway. And it's probably way more than we deserve. So what Our Last Night does is they take pop songs and they do like kind of like straight ahead metal covers.
Oh, okay.
And again, like I say metal, like in the sense of like Disturbed. This particular track also features like one of the dudes from the band Attila. I don't know if you're familiar with them. So Attila is like a hardcore band or metalcore or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like all of that guy's parts are just like straight up like growling, like growled vocals, like
right.
hardcore,
like demon voice.
Yeah. But they do, so their stuff is like, it's all in that vein of like, they do like, you know, the guitarist is playing like some fan fret, like 8-string. Their bass player is playing a Kiesel. give you an idea. So they're super talented. It's not necessarily like a genre of music that I would listen to on the regular, but like I can really appreciate what they're doing. And I think it's a lot of fun to hear reinterpretations of top 40, like current top 40 songs being done this way. So that's the one, Our Last Night. Like that's a band I think, and again, like I really only know them from their YouTube stuff, but they're kind of doing it right. Like they're staying in the style of music that they're most comfortable with. And they're saying like, oh, this is this dance song, but we're going to make it like a really fun, like modern metal thing. So I don't know. That's one that I thought was fun. That was what I was trying to remember.
Okay. I never would have been able to remind you of that.
Neither would I.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on this?
Nope. Do we want to thank our sponsors before we get into the last ad?
Let's thank our sponsors. Let's start with Solid Gold Effects, makers of the Zeta Deluxe.
Yep.
Is it the Zeta Deluxe or is it the Zeta DLX?
Yes, I think.
Ooh.
Oh,
Very
I was like, what
interesting.
is that loud noise? I thought there was a raccoon in the garage.
We're being invaded. So
Zeta DLX, Deluxe, whatever you want to call it.
Deluxe.
Zeta Deluxe. It's got a lot of great sounds in it. Nice and crunchy if you want it to be, creamy if you want it to be. You can tweak this thing all day with all the different switches.
There you go.
4 different ways to control the tone of it.
Yeah.
You've got your regular tone control. You've got
Are you really doing this again?
You've got a 3-position
You're doing
mid
this
control.
again.
You've got a low end control, and then you've got a low end control on the boost. It's incredible.
All right, let's thank Sinusoid. They make the Sliver, the smallest soldered patch cable. They also make a bunch of other
Look at all
stuff.
the Sinusoid
We're
cables
using
I have here.
Sinusoid XLRs, of course. Sinusoid cables. Head on over to sinusoid.com. They make cables.
And smiles.
And last but not least, let's thank Chase Bliss Audio. They make pedals with a analog heart and a digital brain. Is it digital brain analog heart or analog
Digital
heart?
brain, analog heart.
There we go. That's their slogan. They're great.
That's what it says on
Tons
the
of
bottom.
options because they use a digital controller with all analog circuits to do a lot of crazy stuff.
Hey, you want a pedal that's more creative than you are? Chase Bliss Audio.
Yeah. If you like, that's basically it. All right, let's hit this last ad.
It's a double decker. It's 2 ads.
Yeah,
in one.
one of them was from Jamie Davis. I
Jamie
think?
Davis. He posted this in the group.
And the other one was posted by Eric Bailey.
We'll get to that in a second.
Jamie Davis posted this. It's for free. It's in Yucaipa, which is actually in California. This is an Ars Hole
Geography podcasting.
Ars Hole amp.
Yep. ARSHOLE. It's not an amp. I think it's a cab. Or maybe it is an amp. It kind of looks like it. Yeah, it's got the grill on the top. It's got to be an amp.
Yeah, and I can actually see the knob, so maybe it's broken. I don't know. Obviously,
Well, part of it is broken.
not a lot of information here. Yeah, this is This is a Marshall amp that's been modified to say arsehole.
I've never seen this particular Marshall name badge modification before. I've seen a lot of them, but this one's new to me for some reason.
It's pretty good.
It's
it
pretty
cracks
good.
me up.
Arsehole.
Arsehole.
It's trying to remind you of the word asshole.
Really, Ryan?
Yes.
Really? I think this is just the British way of saying it.
Yes.
All right.
Very clever.
This other one from Eric.
Very clever. But here's the thing here is it's free.
It's free.
It's being offered for free.
Yeah.
Would you go pick up an arsehole amp for free?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'd get an arsehole amp
Dude,
for free.
if you want to flip that, just take the name badge off and sell it as cabinet non-working for like, you could probably get $100 for that.
Yeah, or
at
just,
least.
Yeah, pull the speakers out. Maybe it does work. Do you think you have any idea what model this is? I mean, it might just be like a solid state practice thing.
I don't think so. I think it's at least got to be some kind of tubey thing.
Yeah, because it's got the grill on top, so it's got to have tubes in it. Even if it doesn't work, this could be a parts bucket for sure.
Yeah.
This is the sort of thing where if I saw it locally, I'd be getting in the car and going.
Call them while you're on your way.
Yeah.
This
Call
other
them on your way.
This other one is from Eric Bailey. He says, so what's a reasonable lowball? This is a free JC120. Do people just list things on Facebook?
People just giving amps away for free.
Do people just list things on Facebook for free in order to get like inquiries?
How do you become someone who has a JC120 and then also be someone who gives it away for free? Like, that's a very crazy Venn diagram.
I didn't post it because I didn't want to deal with it, but there is a TS-808 in El Cajon today for $75.
What?
And it looked kind of beat up. And it was
probably one that Stevie Ray Vaughan played.
Oh my gosh. But I saw it on OfferUp. And I really thought about like, I was like, I don't want to, I can't deal with this right now. Like, and I'm not going to have time to deal with it tomorrow. But I super thought about like, if it's just a plain old TS-808, like there's probably like at least $25-$30 to flip there. I forget I don't know what they go for right now.
I don't know either, but 75 is plenty fine.
Yeah. If it was like if it was beat up because it was like a legitimately old, like that's a $200-$300 pedal.
Yeah.
I'm not regretting it because I wasn't going to drive to El Cajon. I found it late in the day.
Yeah.
But
oh man, you can't get to El Cajon late in the day.
No, it's impossible.
You can get out.
It's backcountry.
You can get out, but you can't get in. Oh, it is backcountry.
But yeah, like I don't know, like that, and I also saw it because I was like, oh, I haven't flipped anything in a while. I'm like, maybe I should sell the things that I need to sell first.
I need to flip those Earthquaker pedals. That
I saw those down here.
Yeah.
Good job, Ryan.
Yeah, we got a little extra time. Maybe we should wrap this up and shoot some video with some stuff that we have here.
All right. Thanks to everyone. I don't think we have much else to say on that.
No, that's it.
This week's song was sent by Grayson Gould. This project is called Wretched Steed, and this song is called March of the Giants. And he says, this is my first attempt at writing or mixing a song. I was trying to get my buddies that I usually jam with to help, but they just want to play covers. So I went to on Reddit r/metal collabs and found somebody to add the solo and the bass line for me. Shout out to you, Slow Loam. The drums are samples as I do not have the microphones or the room to record live drums. It's probably trite, but you said you'd be willing to play static, so enjoy.
Oh, great. All right. See you guys later.
See ya.